We're recording. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Thank you guys for putting this together.
Always fun to do these. So this is another international interstate tasting. So in the top right is me, Gabe from Vera Fine Wines. Bottom left is Andrew from Vera Fine Wines. On the top left is Gaby, which is an awesome name, from Miami, and she is the CEO and one of the owners of Alpasion. And then Karim Mussi. Karim, I pronounced your last name right, correct? Mussi?
That's perfect. Karim is my name. Mussi is my last name.
There we go. I'm going to let him say that. And he's joining us from Argentina as the winemaker for Alpasion. And I'm going to let him take it from there. We're going to talk a little bit about the winemaking process. The wines we chose today are the Alpasion Cabernet, Alpasion Malbec, and the Alpasion Petit Verdot, the Grand Petit Verdot. And I think we're going to start with the Malbec from Alpasion. So Karim, go ahead. And thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thank you.
Karim, can you hear us?
Well, I'm just a consultant winemaker, so maybe Gaby could make a better introduction about Alpasion. We were together when everything started, but she's nicer than me, so she will find better words to explain what Alpasion is about.
So, well, Alpasion started about 9 years ago. We were a group of friends. We decided to make wine together. We visited a few winemaking regions around the world, some in Europe, here in the US. But when we got to Argentina, especially to the Uco Valley region, we really fell in love with the views, the mountains, the wines, the people. And that's where we decided to invest. We bought a land that had never been planted before and started the project from scratch. We hired one of the very few PhD in terroirs in the world to do the soil study. And he told us exactly what to plant where. And then we hired Karim to do his magic and make our wines. It's been now 9 years since the very first time that we set foot in Argentina. And we've had really some amazing time, a lot of fun making fantastic wines together. So I'll leave you to talk about the wines, Karim.
Okay. So now I have to talk about for an hour. Well, hello everybody. Thank you everybody. I'm here in Mendoza. I'm Karim Mussi. I started consulting for Alpasion from the very beginning. So I know this project since the land was empty. I'm very proud to be participating. I'm helping Gaby and the rest of the partners to create this beautiful brand, this beautiful project, this beautiful piece of land that it's a great corner on the high mountain desert of the west side of the Uco Valley. And it's been very exciting because we start with only 2 labels, and now we have a beautiful portfolio. We have a beautiful vineyard. The winery is under construction, but it's already built. The most important part of the winery, where the barrels are aging the Alpasion wines. And also the lodge and the restaurant makes the property even more beautiful from the original empty land that I met in 2011. So here in Mendoza, for the people that they don't know us, we are a big producer of great high quality wines. Argentina is one of the is the 5th largest wine producer in the world. And Mendoza is the largest growing area in the country. We are at the foothills of the Andes. We are on the right side of the Andes. The Andes mountain range is a huge wall that we have right there that keep us insulated from the Pacific Ocean. So Mendoza, it's a desert, like many provinces on the west part of the country that are allowed to grow grapes thanks to the water that comes from the melting snow from the Andes. We have very poor alluvial soils, and also the growing conditions are great thanks to Mother Nature that makes possible that have the possibility to have a lot of sun exposure, very low rainfall, and the most important thing, to have a great temperature range between day and night that permit us to grow grapes and concentrate, grow grapes very healthy, but concentrate phenols, not losing the beautiful natural acidity that we have here. Even in the warmest part of the year, we have very cool nights here in the mountain, and that permits us to keep the beautiful freshness and bright acidity from the varietals that we grow here. Mendoza has more than 150 years of modern winemaking, since one of our governors brought French teachers from Bordeaux. So we embrace great quality, great French quality in the 19th century. And also later, we had the immigrants that built this province as one of the most beautiful places in the world to produce high quality wines. Mostly Italians, but there is many Spaniards too, and also some Lebanese descendants like me. I'm one of the few Lebanese winemakers or Lebanese descendant making wine instead of selling wine. So very unusual for us, but very proud of that. So the it's a beautiful place, not only to grow grapes, also to live, surrounded by beautiful mountains and a beautiful environment of how to make quality wines. So when Alpasión started, they found here everything available to develop a great project in a place that was already famous for quality, but thanks to the drip irrigation expansion to the west side of the Uco Valley, we were allowed to plant a piece of land that had nothing before. So we were able to develop everything from scratches, to plant everything driven by quality. That was the main word that all the partners always pronounce it to me: quality first, second, and third. So everything is about quality and about the expression of this unknown corner of the Uco Valley that was never planted before. So we had the opportunity to start getting a great fruit, a great expression, a very unique expression in an original estancia for cow crandling. Sorry, I think I don't know if the expression is correct, but yes, the place is very close to the Chilean border. So where Alpasion is located, many gauchos used to breed cows to cross to Chile, or the Chilean gaucho. So that's a beautiful place. Permit us to have a very unique expression, a very unusual flavor for that high altitude place above 1,200 meters above sea level. So we are very fortunate, and that permit also to develop and to build a very nice portfolio with many other varietals apart of Malbec.
And Karim, could you speak a little bit about this specific wine you have here and how you used the region and the grapes and the terroir to choose the winemaking process for the Malbec regular? This is unoaked Malbec, correct? Gaby, unoaked, correct?
Yes, only 25% of the wine has been oaked. Karim can talk a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, don't worry. It's despite the oak regime, the most important thing is the quality, or the blocks that we have on the property that permit us to get this expression with a pure fruit Malbec typicity. It's not about how much oak it has. It's about how much fruit we can keep on the style. How drinkable is this wine? How approachable in terms of for our consumers. They like this kind of fruity Malbecs that are not those big fruit bombs that we were using 10, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's a more leaner and more straightforward expression with more bright acidity and a lot of differently. This year we select with Ezequiel, the guy that is in charge of the vineyard and also running the winery on the everyday operation. We choose 4 blocks. We ferment them in 2 different tanks apart, and we could identify those blocks thanks to the early ripeness, and we pick them earlier in order to get the highest fruitiness possible, especially on the nose, lower alcohol and rounder tannins. So that's what you get when you taste this wine. And maybe it's one of the most successful labels from Alpasion because it has a great value and it's what everybody expects about a beautiful glass of Malbec.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was exactly going to comment that when we decided to come out with this wine, the idea was to have a wine that you can drink every day, that you can drink with and without food. And it's a wine that especially restaurants love because it's a great value wine and very good to serve by the glass. So it's available throughout the state of New Jersey, here in Florida, also in Texas. And it's something that you will find in many restaurants on by the glass option.
I would say that I was going to add to that by far, I have to say in our portfolio, it's I don't mean to speak poorly about any of the others. We think they're all great, but in terms of the demand and we're almost automatic ordering for anyone that's bought and used the wine in their restaurant or bought it personally, it's amazing the amount of demand that we have. As soon as we start pouring them, yeah, I need another 5 cases. I need another 5, 6 cases, 10 cases, 20 cases. It's been really remarkably successful on the sales side, so it's been fun.
Yeah.
The label is really remarkable with the fingerprint. This is the middle line where the Cabernet and the Malbec have that same large fingerprint across the label. It's very memorable. Me and Gaby have had some good conversations, some funny conversations where people have remembered and recognized the label from different states. In fact, it's been
Different countries.
Different countries too. It's been remarkable.
You could almost say that the wines themselves have left their fingerprint on
yes,
on the United States.
that's right. That's right. And the wines that Karim has made obviously made an impression for that for visual. So for that.
Yeah.
So maybe we can move on to the Cabernet next with the regular Cabernet, which is you can see that. Let's see if I can bring it up to the label to the photo.
Mm-hmm.
And Karim, could you tell us a little bit more about the Cabernet?
Yeah, sure. I would not like to call this wine as a regular cab because we don't have nothing regular on Alpasion.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in this country that we are a big cab producer, a big cab consumer. Argentina became famous about Malbec. But Malbec is one of the few, sorry for the dog.
No, don't worry. Don't worry about it.
It's my neighbor dog.
They're participating.
Don't worry. I
Uh,
hear you. Don't worry.
Malbec is one of the varietals that was that French feature that the government brought in the 19th century to improve the quality of our wines here. So Malbec came mixed with other French varietals, and this country is exactly like the United States. We have been big Cabernet producers and Cabernet consumers for many, many years. when I started my winery 21 years ago, and we focus on all vine Malbecs on the Uco Valley, my father started complaining, saying, why you make Cabernet Malbec instead of Cabernet? Because in this country we like Cab, we love Cab, and Cabernet is king. Cabernet will be always the favorite red wine for many consumers. So it was very natural and spontaneous the way that the Cab came on board, the way that we start producing Cab for Alpasion, with the uniqueness of something that never happened before, because most of the Cabs from Argentina are from the Northern Valley, Mendoza province has only 4 growing regions. Mendoza is a big desert where only 5% of the total surface is planted, and we depend on the mountain rivers that bring the water. So the Northern Valley, where I am right now, that is irrigated by the Mendoza River, is where most of the Cabs are planted. Very old Pre-phylloxera original roostocks. But this area is warmer than the Uco Valley. So when we release it's one of the few cool climate Cabs from Argentina. So it's not only a Cab from Argentina, it's also a cool climate Cab that makes this wine even more nicer, approachable, and very interesting as a Cab. Because again, thanks to the value, to find this quality from California or from any part of the United States, it's impossible for the money that you pay this Cab. So it's a great Cab. It's a great cool climate Cab. Also with under the same under the same winemaking protocol from the Malbec that we tasted before, and it makes this Cab very nice, very soft tannins, very drinkable, and that's why I think it's going to be the next big thing coming from Argentina.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there, Karim, is there a way that you can maybe explain to specifically our viewers, because in America, Cab is for sure king, and a lot of people do love the California wines, the California Cabs, big, small, medium, $10, $1,000. Is there a way that you can maybe provide some explanation as to that California buyer, that typical California buyer, why they should feel confident and comfortable to buy this Alpasion Cab as opposed to, their regular bread and butter Cabernet from California?
Just because they pay here the price of their bread and butter California Cab, but they get a Youngville Cab for $50 or $70 quality.
Yeah.
Here is a great fruit, great high quality fruit. When we make Cab, we are very worried about the picking moment. As I said before, we try to, for this collection, for this part of the portfolio, we try to pick earlier. So it's easier with the Malbecs, and we have to wait a little bit more for the Cabs. I was tasting yesterday the 2020 Cabs from Alpasion, and they're already showing beautifully. This is the first time that we pick Cab in March, and the phenols are already ripe. The fruit is already there, and the Malbec typicity is outstanding. So everybody will recognize this wine as a Cab, as a true Cab with a great typicity. But the wine is so much approachable, so much nicer, very light oak regime. So people will be drinking just pure fruit, pure Cab, at a very nice price.
Great.
Well, I just got I got a little blip on my Zoom thing. It went 40 minutes, so unfortunately we got to move on to the
Petit Verdot.
so quickly. We got time. We got at least 30 seconds. I'm kidding. we got 10 minutes.
We got like 8 minutes.
I'm good. There's a bit of a delay here on the thing, but
I'm having the Petit Verdot.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my personal favorite, actually. I think I said that before in some of the other tasting. Again, all the investors' names and fingerprints are on there, and then the difference is that the name or emblem is in green.
Yeah.
This is the 2016 vintage.
And well, the label features the names and prints of all the owners, so we make sure that what's in the bottle is a quality that we can be proud of. We give it to our friends. We're proud to put our names and fingerprints on it, so we have to make sure that the quality backs up our names.
But we can track you down with your fingerprints if it's no good.
There's Ian right there.
That's it. So.
And they spelled your name wrong, Gabe. It says Gaby.
Yeah.
That's
how will they spell? Just let me drink it. I'm all right. So of the three that we tasted, this is the one that uses the most oak. And Karim, maybe you can talk about the process here.
Well,
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Here we have a situation because it's one of the Gaby's whims. She asked for this wine. Me as a winemaker, I would prefer to keep a shorter portfolio. But here we have the opportunity to show something that people will not expect from Argentina, but for us it's very normal because again, we have a lot of Bordeaux varietals available, a lot of high quality wines, and a lot of mass selection pre-phylloxera rootstocks that are here. So we've been producing Petit Verdot for many years, but most of the times, like in France, like in Margaux, we use Petit Verdot as a blender, as a small ingredient of our Bordeaux blends. So here we have the challenge of releasing 100% Petit Verdot, that it's a very big, rich, powerful variety. To deliver a great, beautiful wine that is very drinkable. So people could not believe that how drinkable it's 100% Petit Verdot. Despite the oak regime, here we have 18 months in oak, in French oak. So it's even more concentrated in terms of phenols, but even more smoother and drinkable. So the beauty, the uniqueness, and the power of this wine is very unique. It's what we call here is it's an iron fist in a velvet glove. So Petit Verdot, it's an iron fist, but thanks to the growing conditions and our winemaking protocol, we can drink this wine as a velvet glove.
Yeah. Gaby, is there anything that you'd like to add to that as far as pairings maybe, or what your experience has been sharing with people? Or
I think one of the best pairs I've had with this wine was a ravioli, but it was with a creamy mushroom sauce. Mm-hmm. And it was not something that I would automatically think about when I drink this wine. But when I tasted it together, and it was in a restaurant, Sal y Pimienta in Texas, that carries it, and it was just amazing. I love that pair. So make it at home.
Yeah. I had some with some tomato sauce recently, and that's not what I would normally think of, but just that's what I had actually.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic together. I don't know if the acidities were part of that, but any thoughts? I'm sorry, Gaby, go ahead.
It's also a great wine to serve with the main dish, and you can transition to dessert with it. We paired it once, remember Karim in that tasting in the Netherlands, almost as a dessert wine, as a fortified wine, and it also did a great job. So it's a nice wine to finish dinner and just start dessert.
Mm-hmm. I've had this with a big piece of steak. I've also had it with some kind of delicate cheeses, and it's worked both ways. So it's speaks a lot about the wine and the style of it. If you could really have a big piece of meat and then go right to some delicate cheeses, and it still tastes right. So.
Well, in the end, I think wine is meant to be shared. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we started this project based on friendship. So I'm happy to see the four of you. I think some of us are starting to feel lonely recently. So very good to see you, Karim. Thank you for being here. I know it's your wife's birthday today, so send her happy birthday and
Feliz cumpleaños.
Gracias.
That's all I know.
Sorry,
That's all I got.
she's keeping my daughters apart. They are yelling inside the house, so
Perfect.
we're celebrating alone, the four of us.
Okay, good. Well,
cheers, huh? We got some good wine.
Happy cheers.
Happy birthday.
Thank you all for organizing this. You can always find our wines or the places to buy our wine on our website under wines. It's organized by country and then all the restaurants and shops that carry it. Also on Instagram, on our bio, you can see the link tree where you can buy online. So yeah, we're in over 20 countries, and yeah, you have to stay stocked to be able to survive quarantine.
Exactly. The website is www.alpasión.com, and along with those links, we'll be able, Vera's Vera Fine Wines and Spirits Instagram will be linking all the customers in New Jersey that do carry Alpasion, and you'll be able to buy the wines from here. But like I said, it's been an international phenomenon, gratefully, and to the thanks of both Gaby and Karim. It's been really a great pleasure to carry and sell. For something we're really proud of to do. So.
And they got cool sweatshirts too. I mean, really.
Yes, we need it's amazing how much demand we got for those things. Amazing. So you can buy all those wines online. Andrew's actually going to be putting that hat up for sale for auction. If you guys want to put your bids in, we'll put that up too.
I'll Lysol it first.
What's that?
I'll Lysol the hat first. Don't worry.
Yes, we'll make sure that it's sterilized. And thank you all again for joining us for this.
And also one thing, if and when we are out of this and you are planning your vacations, keep in mind Alpasión. They have an incredible lodge. Besides the wine, they have a beautiful place to stay in the Yucca Valley that overlooks the Andes Mountains, and they just put in some really swanky new domes with some hot tubs, and it's really cool. Check it out on the website. It's totally worth it. So when we're out of here, you're going there. I know I am.
It'll be a pleasure to receive you over there.
Cool.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Ciao.